Channel. If you're new here, please introduce yourselves in the comments. I'd like to know you. I want to meet you. Where are you watching from? Today, we're talking about why you should not be afraid to fail. Why you should not be afraid to fail. So, if you're new here, please introduce yourselves in the comments. Where are you watching from? I really want to know you. What part of the world are you watching from? So, yes, let's get right into today's business. Please like this video and also do well to share with your friends. So, yes, let's get right into today's business. So, let me say something that might trigger you. Yes, we're talking about why you should not be afraid of failure. So, guys, you're not failing because you're not good enough. You're not failing because you're not, you're actually failing because you're trying. So if you were not trying anything, then there's no room to fail. And just so you know, failure is an integral part of success. So for those of you that think that it's something to be ashamed of, no, failure is not something to be ashamed of. And as a matter of fact, Sule, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining in. So yes, just so you know, you have to feel your way to success. If you want to be perfect from day one, then you're not ready. You're not ready for, for success. So failure is not the opposite of success. So I've always said that. It is a process of success. Yes. Every successful person that you actually come across or that you admire has failed publicly, yes, repeatedly, and even painfully. So if you're someone that has, you're scared of failure, you're not ready to succeed, because the people that you are admiring today, they once failed, yes, and they're even still failing. That's the truth. Failure is just feedback. Failure is data. Failure is direction. Yes, it's for me, I define it as an opportunity to begin again, but this time more intelligently. I mean, if you walk through a path and you fall into a gutter, you know not to take that route again, you know not to take that path again. So it's not the end of it all. It's not the end of life. Failure is not final. It's not fatal. It's actually an opportunity for you to do this. I mean, to try again, but this time more intelligently. So a lot of people, here are some reasons why a lot of people are afraid of failing. Number one, they're afraid of judgments. Yes, people are afraid of being judged. People are afraid of what people will say. People are afraid of looking stupid. See, if you want to, I'll give an example. If you want to start a YouTube channel, for example, just be ready to look stupid for the first few videos. If you go to my first set of videos, it was cringy. Like anytime I watch those videos, I don't want to turn it off, because honestly, there's no way I'll get to this point without, looking, yes, you have to look stupid at some point, so you have to actually fall in love with the process of being, of failing. You have to fall in love with the process, and failure is part of it. You don't have to look like a professional from day one. So tell us where you're watching from. Do not forget. I want to know where you are tuning in from. What country are you watching from? And what time of the day is it where you are? And I've told you already, fear of being judged, fear of looking stupid, fear of, to wasting time. The reason why a lot of people actually, are afraid of failure is because they're afraid that they will fail, right? They are afraid of confirming their own doubts. See, a lot of people are more afraid of embarrassment than they are of staying stuck. A lot of people are more afraid of embarrassment. See, the truth is, nobody cares about you. Nobody is watching you. Nobody is really keeping tracks on your life. People are busy with their lives. And a lot of times we're just obsessed with the idea of being watched, or somebody is monitoring you. Nobody really truly cares about you. So if there's a project or if there's something that you've always wanted to do, here is a kind reminder from me. Here is my own, here is me nudging you to go ahead and do that thing today. If there's anything, any project, maybe you want to go back to school, you want to start a business, you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to embark on a journey, you want to travel, you want to do anything, you want to change your job, you want to do anything at all, here is me encouraging you to take that bold step today. See, failure is the entry fee for success. Yes, it's the entry fee for success. You don't get to, skip failure. You cannot skip it. You can't. When you see, notable people that you see today, find out about, what they've had to go through. Trust me, a lot of it, everyone has had to go through one form of failure or the other. See, the faster you fail, the faster you grow. That's why I always say you fail forward. You fail and then you move on, from there. See, your first 10 tries are not, they're supposed to be bad. They're supposed to, not to look like what you actually want. So it's very okay. Your first version is meant to be messy. The first time you try, see, I listened to one of my mentors this morning, and he talked about people starting a business and the business failing. No, it's not failing. He called it exit. Yes, that's what he said. He said, you made an exit out of the business. Doesn't necessarily mean that you failed. So you need to, have change your mindset around the word failure. Like I mentioned, your first YouTube video is not going to be perfect. Your first business offer is not going to be the best. Your first sales call is not going to be the best, But you know what? The ugly face is that everyone actually goes through it. Everyone goes through it. And your success actually depends on your failure tolerance. People who win are not the most talented people. They're just they're the ones that actually, they fail the longest without quitting. Yes, if you're ready to keep going from failure to failure without losing momentum, see, you're already a winner. I'm telling you. And just so you know, failure is actually success in progress. Failure is success in progress. So don't be afraid of failing. Be afraid of not trying. Yes, be afraid of not trying. It is better to try and fail than not to try at all. So failure is an integral part of life. I've always said that failure is actually part of life. If you don't fail, you don't learn. And if you don't learn, you will never change. So how do you create change? By failing forward, because failure is an integral part of life. The one that actually falls and gets up is so much stronger than the one who never fell. Remember, I mean, when we were kids, when we were little, when we were toddlers, when we started to learn how to walk, imagine taking your first, your first step and falling. Would you not take the second step? Yes, you will. You will not say, oh, because you fell down, you won't try again. Sarah, thank you so much for watching, for joining in. Yes, I'm still expecting you to schedule a consultation with me. I have sent you the link since you are a channel member. So thank you for joining, Sarah. I appreciate you. So a lot of people, they're afraid of, failing, and that's why they don't even try something at all. See, before something great happens, the truth is a lot of things a lot of things actually fall apart before something great happens. Yes, before something great happens. So there is no failure in my own books. Yes, you either win or you learn. So it's a learning phase for me. I see it as a learning phase. I don't see it as failure. And failure is not, success is not even the absence of failure. Success itself is not the absence of failure. It is the persistence through failure. You have to persist in spite of failing. You have to fail forward. You have to just, and if you understand, once you get to understand that it's not the end, failure is not the end, then it becomes your superpower. It becomes your superpower. If you avoid failure, you will also avoid success. You will avoid success. Imagine the first person to fly a plane didn't bother, didn't attempt to fly a plane. How would we all be flying to different countries within hours? Right? Then somebody has to take the hit. Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to, do it in spite of the fear. In spite of the fear, someone has to do it. So please, if there's something that you've always wanted to do, but fear of failure has been keeping you from doing these things, I want to implore you today, please do it. Just do it. Like Nike would say, do it. Every successful person that you admire, I've said it before, they have failed more times than you are even willing to try. They have failed so many times. And in case you're still thinking about this, maybe you should pause and let it actually sink in. Yes. So I am saying this because I'm speaking from experience, and so many times I've wanted to quit on certain things. And let me even start with my YouTube channel. I remember when I first started my channel back in 2020, it was tough. It was tough, managing a home, being a wife, being a mom, being a student. Yes, I was studying for my master's degree at the time, and adding YouTube to it was like, how am I going to cope? But the truth is, yes, you can do it. If I can do it, then you can do it. If I had quit, at the time, then my channel would not have grown to where it is today. Or my channels, because I have multiple channels, because now I know how the platform works, and that's why I'm able to run successful YouTube channels. So your success actually depends on your failure tolerance. And like I said in the beginning, the people who win are not the most talented. They are not the most talented people. They are the ones who can fail. They fail the longest without quitting, without stopping. There are lots of people who, at the slightest glimpse of failure, they quit. They're like, this, I'm not cut out for this thing. This thing is not for me. I can't try it again. I look stupid. They will laugh at me. Who cares? Like, who cares? I'm telling you, the moment you learn how not to care about what people think, see, you're already liberated. Yes, you're already on your way to the top. Because the truth is that failure gives you clarity. And stop worrying about what people think. It's not your own business. What people think about you, it's not your business. And people are not even thinking about you to the extent at which you're thinking, really. Because every failed attempt teaches you what actually works. Every failed attempt teaches you what does not work. And what every failed attempt teaches you what to improve. It tells you, okay, tweak it this way, try it this way, don't try that one. So failure is how you find your own formula. I'm telling you. So you should actually, understand that it's here to give you clarity. There was a time that I wanted to give up on, something, and it was hard. It was a very difficult period, but I told myself, I had to remind myself of why I started in the first place. And you know what, I kept at it and I won eventually. So I learned to be resilient. I learned not to give up. Never ever give up on your dreams, and never allow people who have given up on their dreams talk you out of giving up on your own dreams. Because like I said, your biggest failure is not trying. It's not about people who have tried and failed. It's about you not even trying, not even making that attempt at all. That is worse than failing. Not trying is worse than failing, because the person who has tried has gained experience, now knows better, has learned from their experience. But you haven't tried it, so you have no idea. And you keep on having zero idea until you try that, do that hard stuff. I tell you, regret hurts more than failure. Regret, it hurts more. And the real failure is staying stuck in the same place next year. I know there are lots of people who have always said, "Oh, I will do this thing." Maybe I'm just giving an example, citing an example. I'll start my YouTube channel this year, and then this year goes by. Next year, oh, I'll start again. I'll start this year. And then for the whole 2 years, you're still saying the same thing. And you say it again the third year, I'll start again this year. And, it keeps repeating itself. And that's why I said the real failure is when you're staying stuck in the same place next year. And the real failure is also, watching other people live your dream, especially when you've conceived the idea before them. You know for sure that you've had this thing in mind for a long time, but somebody, woke up one day, thought about the same idea and executed. So the difference between winners and losers are people who execute, people who are not afraid to fail, So you have to, wake yourself up today, just in case you're still waiting for everything to be perfect. The truth is, in business, you cannot make money without, failing. You have to learn your lesson along the way and fail forward. You can't build a business without rejection. You're going to have people disappoint you. You're going to have people lead you on, and you have to move on. You have to understand that it's part of the game. That's how it's run. In fact, your first offer might flop. Your first video might not even get up to 10 views or even 2 views. Really, your first launch might not even make any amount of money. You may not make like $1 from your very first launch, and that is normal. Yes. So here is how to handle your own, action plan on how to handle failure. Number one is to try. Try. Just do it in spite of the fears, in spite of the noise that you're having in your head. A lot of times people converse with themselves in their head. They are the ones talking to themselves. They are in their own way. They are in their own head. They are, already ruling themselves out. They're already already disqualifying themselves. They're already thinking they will fail. Whereas you can use the same energy to succeed. You can use the same energy to believe in yourself. You can use the same energy to also, try something new, to try something different. So instead of thinking it will fail, why don't you just use the same energy to think that it's going to work out? So, first step is to try. The next step is to fail. Yes, it's normal. Yes, try, fail, then analyze. Like I said, it's a way, failure is a way to it shows you how to start again, but this time more intelligently, how to do something, but this time more intelligently. So yes, and then what do you do next? You adjust. When you analyze, okay, what is working, what is not working, then go ahead and do what? Adjust accordingly. Adjust accordingly. Should you try it this way? Should you do it in a different way? And then you know what? Guess what? Try again. I call it the fail forward method. Fail forward method. Yes. So if you haven't tried something yet, there is no way you can figure out whether it's working or whether it's good or whether it's not working. And guess what? Fail fast and learn faster. Yes. So messy action actually perfects inaction. It beats perfect action. Perfect inaction. Yes. When you do it messy, it beats perfect inaction. If you're waiting for things to be perfect before you do it, then that's perfect inaction. You're not doing anything. So it's zero. When you feel it's still better, or messy action beats perfect inaction. So rather than do nothing, do it. Do it and learn from it and fail forward. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. I mean, I did start speaking today. I started speaking a long time ago and I was a beginner at the time. So if you want to grow, then you have to, don't be shy. Don't run away from being a beginner. You can't win a game that you refuse to play. If you don't play, you don't win. So you have to play. So if you're tired of overthinking, you want a proven strategy, I can actually help you. Yes, you can book a one-on-one consultation with me, and I will help you. I'm going to ask you those hard questions, and we are going to dissect it in that session. So, tell me, what is the one thing that you have been scared to start? Tell me in the comments. What's that one thing that you've been putting on? You be like, I want to do this thing, but I'm so scared. I want to try this thing, but I'm afraid. I don't know if it's going to work. What is that thing that you've been scared to start? Let me know in the comments. Yes, I really, really want to hear from you. So, have you ever failed at something and it later worked out? Have you ever failed at something and that thing later worked out? What is it? Tell us in the chat. And what would you do if you knew that you would not fail? What's that thing that you would do if you know for sure that when I do this thing, if I do this thing, I will not fail? Tell me in the comments. You see? And like I said, see, failure is not your own enemy. Not taking action is your enemy. Yes, not taking action at all is your enemy because your future is in the other side of trying. So go ahead and fail and learn and win. Go ahead and fail and learn and win. See, you need to understand that life is all about failing forward. It's like someone who wanted to contest as maybe mayor. Let's start from the mayor of the city. And you tried once, you failed. You tried the second time, you failed, and you tried the third time, and you won. So what are we talking about? If you're so scared of failure, then you won't even try at all, or you'll be so scared to win, or you feel, oh, it's an embarrassment to fail. No, no, it's because you even tried and you failed, you're 100% better than the person who never tried at all. Yes, take it from me, you're 100% better than the person who didn't try at all. So don't beat yourself up, rather pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a pat on the back. I'm giving you a virtual pat on the back. It's okay. I'm proud of you. The fact that you tried alone, you try in the first place is an indication that you are a great person. There's something inside of you. Keep a positive mind. I mean, a failed attempt doesn't make you a failure. A failed attempt doesn't make you a failure. What actually makes you a failure is giving up. Yes. So never ever give up. Yes. Never ever give up on your dreams. If you avoid failure, you will also avoid success. If you avoid it, like you do everything to avoid no, then you avoid success as well. And the truth is, fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. So if you really want your dreams to come true, then go for it. Go for it. And don't give up on your goal because of one setback. Don't give up on your goal just because of one setback. And the truth is, when you do that to yourself, it's like, you're driving and one of your tires went flat. Would you go and slash the other three tires and say, oh, because one of them is flat, let me slash it? No, you won't do that, right? So because you will not do that, then do not stop. Do not stop trying. Don't give up on your goals. Don't give up on your dreams because everything that you've conceived in your head is very possible. Yes. And like I said, remember, if at all you don't take anything out of today's session, remember that failure is an opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Yes. So, and for me, there is no failure. You either win or you learn. So, replace failure with learning. Have you learned something today? You know what I mean? For those of you that actually followed from the beginning all the way till now, have you learned something today? Yes. And just so you know, failure is the first step to success. Replace that failure with learning. So, learning is the first step to success. I'm telling you, don't let failure stop you. No, don't let it stop you because it builds character. You learn more from failure than from success. You learn more from failure than from success. So please, um, don't let it stop you. Don't ever let it stop you because failure builds character. Yes. And just so you know, if you're also someone that is struggling with confidence, with self confidence doesn't really come from success, it comes from surviving failure. When you've failed at something before and you survived it and you tried again and you won, you're more confident. You're confident. When you meet all the, amazing, maybe content creators, big content creators that today, and it looks like they've got their lives together, they've got everything going well for them. The truth is, they've failed at some point in time. They have failed, yes, but they refuse to give up on their dreams. And because of that, oh, yeah, thank you for joining. You are watching from Benue, Adiko Simeon, right? Is it Simeon or Simon? Thank you for joining in. So you have to tell yourself, I'm going to try again. I'm not going to allow this, fear of failure. I'm not going to allow this setback to stop me from getting to my goals. So please don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. Never ever get to a point where you start to give up or you start to doubt yourself or you start to give up on your dreams because you're afraid of being laughed at. You're afraid that people are watching you, or people don't really care about you the way you think. Oh, people don't care. So do your thing. Whether you fail 10 times or you fail 20 times, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is you're learning. Yes, you're learning and you're doing things better, smarter than you used to. Now you know better. When you know better, what do? You do better. So rather than say I failed, say I learned. Yes, say I learned because it's a way to, it's something that helps you become smarter and wiser. So please, failures are not lessons. They are lessons, that not endings. They are lessons. They are there to teach you. It's not the end. They are not meant to make you end, whatever it is that you want to achieve. It's a bruise. It's not a tattoo. It's not permanent. It's not permanent. And the truth is, it's a proof that you're trying. Yes, it's a proof that you're trying. If you're not trying, then you find, if you show me someone who has never failed, and I will show you someone who has never tried. Yes. When you show me oh, this person has never failed. Oh, it means the person has never tried. The person has never tried anything. The person doesn't understand what it is. And like I said, failure is success in progress. Yes, it is success in. So when you understand that it is success in progress, when you try and it doesn't work out the first time, you are on your way to success. You are on your way to success, so achieving success. So please don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your goals. Always replace failure with learning. Tell yourself, I learned. I did not fail. I learned. So once you understand, then you get the concept that, you know, only losers quit when they fail. Winners fail until they succeed. And I'm sure you've heard this quote before that says, winners never quit and quitters never win. So the moment you quit on yourself, you're already, yeah, you're the one, you're actually, what's it called now? You're actually surrendering. Don't surrender yourself to failure. Don't surrender. Nah, you have to try again. You have to be dogged. You have to, be resilient. You have to, have that can do attitude, on the failure. Don't let the failure own you. What do? You try again. Yes, failure is nothing more than a chance for you to revise your strategy. It's a chance for you to learn. It's a chance for you to re-strategize. It's not a chance for you to give up or to quit. So do not quit on your dreams. If the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. Yes, it's okay to change the plan, but don't change the goal. Yes. Yes. So don't always remember that the greatest failure is not to try. Yeah, that's the greatest failure, is when you don't try at all. That's the greatest failure. So whether you want to apply for maybe a grant, a lot of people will say, oh, I don't even qualify. Oh, my location does not even allow me. No, people are winning in your own location, the same location that you're in. People are still winning grants. So I'm just giving an example. Whatever it is that you want to do, always give it a shot. Don't give up on yourself. Don't stop trying. Don't say it's the end. So everything is in your hands. Yes, the power to succeed lies in your hands. And the truth is, for me, I'm telling you, if you fail, I'm telling you congratulations, because most people don't even try. I remember hearing that from my uncle a long time ago. I think I was 18, and I gained admission to study here in the United States. And I spoke with him, and he made that statement. He said, even if you end up not going to United States, I am still proud of you. I mean, the fact that you tried it at all, makes you special, makes you distinct, makes you awesome. It just tells me that there's greatness inside of you. There's greatness lying inside of you. If there's a push for you to try something, if there's a push for you to maybe start a new business, okay, somebody's asking, how can I source for grants for my NGO projects? Okay, I'm going to be sharing a lot of grants on my channel. So make sure that you are subscribed, and make sure that you like and you turn on your notification bell. Click on all so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. So I'm going to write it down: NGO nonprofits grants. I would definitely be on the lookout for them for you. So stay connected, because I will be sharing them on my YouTube channel in not too long from now. So stay connected. Thank you. So mistakes are a proof that you're trying. When you fail, it's a proof that you're trying something. So do not see it as the end. Like I said, replace it with learning. I failed with I learned. What happened to you? Did you pass? How was the result? Oh, I learned. I learned. Yes. You have to change your mindset about the word failure, because a lot of people think, oh, it's the end. Oh, they will think I'm this. Oh, they will, like I said, people don't really care about you the way you think. I'm telling you. And a lot of times, fear of failure, do you know it has a word? The word is atuchiphobia. Yes, atichiphobia. Atychi phobia. phobia. Yes, fear of failure. And for so many people, it's caused by maybe childhood experiences, because certain things happened when they were children, and it just ruined their mentality, when it comes to the subject of failure. A lot of people, it could be due to high stress as well. Some people, they're stressed out, they're unable to think straight, and it's okay. Try again. The worst that you can do is to stop trying. That's the worst that you can do to yourself, is to stop trying. And a lot of people also, they have this phobia because of societal pressure, because people expect them to have gotten this. People expect, hey, hello, the people that are expecting that thing from you, maybe you should go and warn them, or you should or you should just ignore them completely. Ignore them and run your race. Because a lot of times when we work, out of pressure, external pressure, we tend to make mistakes, we tend to just mess up. That's why personally, on my own, I put myself under pressure. I don't let external pressure to wound me, because at that point I become someone else. So even way before time, I am already working on whatever project I need to work on. And that's why you can almost not beat me to it. When it comes to like external pressure. And some people, their own problem stems from perfectionism. They want to be perfect. They want to get everything all perfect. They want to do, they want to make sure that everything is prim and proper before, and because of that, they don't ever start. Yes. And a lot of people also had previous traumatic failures, previous, and honestly, I would say at the time that they failed, they probably didn't have the knowledge of what failure really means. It's just replace it with learning. You actually learn. You did not fail. And that's the truth. And some people also have these fixed mindsets. Yes, they have fixed mindsets that failure is equal to worthlessness. That's a big lie. That's a big fat lie from hell. Failure doesn't mean worthlessness. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Maybe they tried something, maybe they wrote an exam and everybody passed and they fail. I'm speaking from experience. And some people start to feel that they are worthless, that they're nobody without, just because they didn't pass the exam, or just because they didn't, pass, or they just didn't score something high. You need to unlearn all of those things. And some people also avoid humiliation. Yes, they avoid humiliation, they try to avoid disappointments, and because of that, they don't even bother trying at all. So I want to end this by saying there's a seed inside of you. There's a seed that God has deposited inside of you. So would you just leave that seed on the table, or would you go ahead and plant that seed and generate a huge forest out of it? And I hope this has encouraged someone. If you want me to, talk about something, you have a topic for me to cover, also let me know. I'll be more than happy to speak on it. So thank you all so much for joining me once again. I truly appreciate you. Till I see you guys in my next video, take care of yourselves and God bless you. Bye for now.